Welcome, fourth graders, excuse me, to your similes and metaphors lesson. So your simile and metaphor lesson. Your objective, what you're learning about today. I will be able to classify, analyze, and explain the difference between similes and metaphors and their meaning, like their meaning behind each one. The word analyze from our objective means to study and examine. So you're going to be able to study and examine. Classify means categorize, sort, break down the difference between similes and metaphors and their meaning. A metaphor is a figure of speech that says one thing is the same as something else. A simile is a type of metaphor where two things are compared using like or as. You received a figurative language lesson last week, but now we're just going to narrow it down to two types of figurative language, similes and metaphors. So what is figurative language once again? Language that's not meant to be taken literally, but allows for writers to create imagery for vivid pictures for the reader. A simile, once again, is a comparison of two unlike things using the words like or as. And we have our example. He is as sharp as a pencil, meaning the pencil has a sharp point when you sharpen it, meaning you are intelligent. If you are compared to a pencil, sharp as a pencil, that means you're super smart. So, like or as are used when comparing two things for the simile. Your example, Grandma would stand as proud as a peacock, meaning the grandma has very good posture, but the meaning behind it is that peacocks are very proud. They have their feathers, so the grandma is very proud in that moment. The meaning of a simile, a comparison of unlike things, two things using the connecting words, the clue words like or as. And once again, we have a different slide here going over similes. Notice how I'm going over it a lot of times to help you out. A simile compares two things using the words like or as. Happy as a clown, they are like two peas in a pod, cute as a puppy. Now, for the lesson, we're going to be looking at different song lyrics. Last figurative language lesson, you analyzed the I'll Make a Man Out of You Mulan song. So in Seesaw, what you're going to do is, starting on page 1 through 5, you're going to follow along with me. We're going to have our chart, the music lyrics, the figurative language, then the meaning of that figurative language. Then you're going to draw a picture using the marker for that example. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 pages. Whenever there's an arrow, that means that's where you have to write down the meaning or draw a picture. So for the first one, I have the meaning typed out for you. For page 2, if you see the red text box, that means you have to type in your own words, what is the meaning of each example. So whenever you see a blue arrow in the text box, that's where you have to type in, and then you draw for each one. For pages 2, 3, and 4, and 1. And then for page 5, you're going to identify which is used in each sentence by moving the simile or metaphor text boxes for 1 through 5. You'll read each example and determine if it's a simile or a metaphor. And then you turn it in at the end. So your job is to follow along with me in Seesaw by adding a response, and you complete the pages 1 through 5 in Seesaw with me in the lesson. So follow along. Let's look at this song, Let It Go, from the movie Frozen by Idina Menzel. There's a simile in this task card. The lyrics contain a simile. The snow glows white on the mountain tonight, not a footprint to be seen, a kingdom of isolation. And it looks like I'm the queen. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. Couldn't keep it in. Heaven knows I tried. And once again, you don't want to hear my singing voice. I'm doing you a favor. Where's the simile? Let's find the simile. Two things need to be compared using the clue words like or as. Here it is. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. So now, the music lyrics. The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. The figurative language used is a simile. In your own words, what is the meaning of this? The wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. For this one, I did it for you. The meaning is, the emotions that Elsa, the character, feels inside herself are as chaotic, meaning crazy, as the howling winds, because winds that are howling are chaotic and busy and a lot. That describes the emotions that she is experiencing. So the wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. The meaning is the emotions that Elsa feels inside are as chaotic as the howling winds. Now your job in Seesaw right now is to pause, go to page 1, and draw a picture of this figurative language example. Make a vivid illustration. The picture that you see in your head for the wind is howling like this swirling storm inside. I want you to draw a picture of this simile. So that's your job. So pause, go to page 1 in Seesaw, and on page 1, go to the draw a picture of this figurative language example column, and then draw a picture at this time. All right, so let's go to the next one. There's a simile in the lyrics to the song Diamonds by Rihanna. Shine bright like a diamond. Hopefully you've heard the song before. If you haven't, definitely listen to this later on. Shine bright like a diamond. Find light in the beautiful sea. I choose to be happy. You and I, we are like diamonds in the sky. You are a shooting star. I see a vision of ecstasy. When you hold me, I am alive. We are like diamonds in the sky. Where's the simile? Two things being compared. Using the clue words like her ass. We are like diamonds in the sky is the simile. Congratulations, 4th graders. Two people are being compared to diamonds. So the song lyrics, we are like diamonds in the sky, is already written for you. That's a simile. Now, by yourself, 4th graders, on page 2, in your own words, what is the meaning of this figurative language? I want you to write a sentence. What does we are like diamonds in the sky mean? What's the meaning behind this? They're comparing two people who are in love to diamonds in the sky. So why are they comparing the two people, the couple, to diamonds in the sky? Give me your meaning. Write a sentence right here. Then draw a picture of this figurative language example. We are like diamonds in the sky. So your job, once again, go to Seesaw, go to page 2, wherever you see the arrow, that's where you have to work on that. So complete page 2 at this time. Then when you're ready, press play. Now for the next one, we're going to be looking at metaphors. A comparison of two unlike things that says one thing is like the other. You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. If you are compared to sunshine, that means you are super positive and bubbly and super positive. And notice how the metaphor is similar to a simile, but it does not use the words like or as. It uses was, is, or a. So, metaphor, a comparison of two unlike things that says something is another thing. But it uses was, is, or the letter a. Was, is, a are used for metaphors. Towering above the other plants, the sunflowers were a fence protecting the petunias. The sunflowers are being compared to a fence with the clue word a, meaning they are super tall. And they are guarding like a shield. A metaphor compares two things by stating that one thing is another. He is a lobster. Her heart was gold. Sadness is a black hole. Notice how the clue words is, was, and a are used. So metaphors are what we need to find in Stereo Hearts by Gym Class Heroes. This is another song. My heart's a stereo. It beats for you, so listen close. Hear my thoughts in every note. Make me your radio and turn me up when you feel low. This melody was meant for you. Just sing along to my stereo. Find a metaphor. Two things being compared with the clue words is, was, or a. Can you spot it? My heart's a stereo. The stereo is being compared to a heart with the clue word a. A stereo is sort of like a portable speaker. So now on page 3 in Seesaw, we have my heart's a stereo, which is a metaphor. In your own words, what is the meaning of this figurative language? I did this one for you. His heart is beating fast and loud because he is nervous about the possibility of love. So what I want you to do on page 3 is you need to type it in the text box. Type in, his heart is beating fast and loud because he is nervous about the possibility of love. That's why the heart's being compared to a stereo. The heart's beating fast and loud. A stereo is also loud, and it plays beats because he's nervous about the possibility of love, because the heart is connected to the idea of love. So at this time, please write this sentence. His heart is beating fast and loud because he is nervous about the possibility of love, right here on page 3 in the text box. Then draw a picture of what this metaphor looks like in your head. My heart's a stereo. Please draw a picture of that. I cannot wait to see your drawing examples, and pause to work on page 3. When you're done, press play. Just Give Me a Reason by the singer Pink. Right from the start, you were a thief. You stole my heart, and I, your willing victim. I let you see all the parts of me that weren't all that pretty, and with every touch, you fixed them. Find the metaphor. Two things being compared using the clue words was, is, or a. Can you find it, fourth graders? Here it is. You were a thief. You stole my heart. They're comparing one person to a thief, someone who stole something, with the clue word were, a. Because were and was are similar. So what you need to do by yourself on page 4 is analyze the metaphor. You were a thief. You stole my heart. What does that mean? Why is that person being compared to a thief? Give me your meaning. Write one sentence on page 4 in Seesaw, right here where the blue arrow is pointing. Then draw a picture of what this metaphor looks like. Illustrate it. You were a thief. You stole my heart. Please draw that. Then pause and work. Now, unpause, and this is page 5. You're going to complete this by yourself. Complete questions 1 through 5. Identify which is used in each sentence by moving the simile or metaphor text boxes to the correct spot. So in Seesaw, you have 5 examples. Identify which is used by moving the text boxes. It's either a simile or a metaphor. You have simile, simile, metaphor, simile, metaphor. You only use one text box once, and then you should not have any left at the end. So at this time, fourth graders, please go to page 5 and move the text boxes. Make sure that you read each one. If two things are being compared and it uses the clue words like or as, it's a simile. If it's using was, is, or a, it's a metaphor. Thank you for watching the lesson. Please complete pages 1 through 5. If you fell behind, go back and rewind. Then when you're done with pages 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, click the green arrow. You know what to do. Please complete this correctly. If not, I will send it back. And if I send it back, make sure to check the draft folder in Seesaw. Thank you for watching, fourth graders. And you now were able to You are able to classify, analyze, and explain the difference between similes and metaphors and their meanings. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the lesson.